In this video, you're gonna see the most important rule when you create a program. And it's something far more efficient than object-oriented programming. Let's say you want to display blog posts. Then you must define or get the blog posts, and then you display them. So here you can define an array of blog posts, and each blog post is an array of values. So you may have a title, a author, and the content of the blog post, and you can have also another blog post, and then you display them. Here the title, the author, and then the content. Let's see it working. Okay. So what is this important rule you must use even with a little program like this, because this little program can get bigger? This rule is clearly separate responsibilities. Here we have a definition of data, and here we have the rendering. So we must separate clearly these two responsibilities. The first one is to get the data, and the second is to display it. So what we can do is, here you get the data, get your all blog posts. You can put it in a function. So function and here you render or display. And you create the function here. It still works, but now your code is structured. It's very important because here you have separated the responsibilities. Instead of big block of code, you have two lines and you dispatch the code in functions. And these functions have the responsibilities to do what they are supposed to do. This one displays the blog posts. And here, when you use it, you don't care how it is displayed, if you echo strings or if you use a HTML template engine. And here, when you get all blog posts, you don't know how the data are fetched, if it's built-in values or if they are gotten from a database. This function has the responsibility to provide you with an array of blog posts, and that's it. If you want to change the way the blog posts are fetched, you have to change things here and not in this block of code. Then to go further, you can create, for example, a new file, where you can put this function, because the topic of this function is the data. So you can call it data storage. Then here you require data storage file, and you do the same with the rendering. And you require it. So now you have structured your code. You have separated the responsibilities. So now if you want to change something in your program, for example here, if you want to use a template engine, you do the changes here and you don't touch this file because it's not where it is supposed to be. And the same here, if you want to use a data source like a database or even the files, you do the code here and not in this file. So the most important rule you must not forget if you want to produce good programs is structure your code by separating the responsibilities. Even if this code is quite simple, I encourage you to do it as soon as possible when you create a project, and then you can follow the structure you have created, and it will be easier to add functionalities without bugs.